prime rib of pork. I'm super excited today. Okay, so here's our brine for, it's very simple. So I have 3 cups of water in here, hot water in here. I have a 1/4 cup of salt, a 1/4 cup of sugar, 1 tablespoon of granulated garlic, 1 tablespoon of dehydrated onion, 1 teaspoon of black peppercorns, and about the equivalent of 4 or 5 bay leaves. Sorry, they're all crushed. So. And then to speed up the process, I'm actually going to add 3 cups of cold water. That way we can use the brine right away. We don't have to wait overnight, or we don't have to chill it in the fridge. Okay, so here we have our pork prime rib. So actually what we're going to do is, because we're going to sous vide it, we're going to split it in half. Cut it right down the middle. So we cut our beautiful pork prime rib in half. That way we can brine it in the Ziploc bags, and that way we can sous vide it in there. So hopefully they fit. This is about an 8-pound piece total, so about 4 pounds each. So we're gonna put it into these Ziploc bags. Okay, so we're gonna brine this overnight. Okay, so here we brined it overnight. This is the inlet brine, but save the bag. We're just gonna drain it out. Just drain it out. So we're gonna rinse it real quick. Just real quick. Okay, so we took our pork prime rib out of the brine and we rinsed it off real quick. And so now we're just gonna, this is what it's gonna cook itself in. We're gonna add some extra virgin olive oil. A little bit to both bags. Unfortunately, I had to split it up into 2 because it wouldn't fit in one big bag. It was too big, it was too long, and too dangerous too, just in case it might poke a hole. Okay, so extra virgin olive oil, and then I'm gonna add fresh thyme, garlic cloves, and rosemary. Okay, so I'm gonna add the aromatics in there. Okay, so we're just gonna put some of the herbs on both sides. But it's gonna be like a vacuum. Basically, that's what sous vide means, is cooking in a vacuum. So we're gonna take out the air. The best thing about the sous vide is that it ensures even cooking all the way through the whole roast. Yeah. Okay, so here's our water bath with our sous vide machine. I'll show that right after. So we set it for 134.5 degrees, basically cooking it to medium in between. Okay, so I'm gonna slowly drop that in there. Make sure it's submerged all the way. And then I'm also gonna clip it so it doesn't move too much and the water still circulates around it, right? I might even have to take out some of that air. Okay, I noticed some airs in there, so actually we could call this the displacement method. So we let it go all the way down, let's get all the air out. I opened it just a little bit, and while it's submerged, all the pork is submerged, I'm gonna close it up. And that way, look, there's no air in there, right? It's like a vacuum. Yeah? Both sides. So we're gonna do this for, 6 to 7 hours. And I also leave the opening above the water line, so that way it ensures no water getting in there as well. Circulating. The temperature? It went down a little bit, the top. It's going to adjust to 134.5, but that's the best thing. You don't have to watch it. Again, cooking itself in its own juices. Okay, so here's our pork prime rib that we had sous vide. We left it overnight. We chilled it. So what we're going to do is we're going to take it out of the bag. So it had the garlic, thyme, rosemary, and extra virgin olive oil. I'm going to take this out. I'm gonna put it into this pan for now. Don't throw away the liquid now. We're gonna save the liquid. The liquid's actually gonna be for the jus. So kind of just like prime rib au jus, same thing. It's gonna be pork rib au jus. Yeah? Just gonna strain out that liquid. And that's what you're left with in the bottom. You know, we'll add a little water, chicken stock. And this is our ribs, right? This is our pork rib. Pork prime rib. We'll take off all the excess seasoning. I'm not worried about it too much, but take it off. And we're gonna let this dry off, so to speak. So what we're gonna do real quick, we're just gonna wipe it off. Just dry it, just a little bit. And we're gonna sit this uncovered in the refrigerator just for a few hours until we're ready to go, until we're ready to roast it off. So the pink is gone, right? Because remember, it is cooked. Now we're just gonna caramelize it. All right. So let's see. There's our little rub, extra virgin olive oil, chopped garlic, a lot of black pepper, fresh rosemary, fresh thyme, right? We're gonna rub this onto our pork prime rib, right? Okay, so remember we took off all the moisture because we wanted to have a nice crust, and we're gonna season it now. And by the time, so in about an hour and a half, 2 hours, when we put it in the oven, it'll have a nice flavor. It already has flavor from the sous vide, so this is just to get the skin portion of it real crisp, really nice. So we're gonna do all sides. Again, I didn't French it because I like the meat in between the bones. I know presentation's sake, it's great, you know, but we're not a restaurant. We're just at my house, so I like that meat. It's gonna taste extra crispy, a little bit more on the well done side, just because it's thinner. But it'll be fantastic, yeah. So we're just basically trying to get a nice crust and get it to warm in the middle. We're not trying to overcook it. So we'll check it in about 25 minutes. This is gonna be our pork jus for our prime rib. This is the cooking liquid that was in the sous vide bag, right? The one that we reserved for later. I'm just gonna add, I added 2 cups of water. I'm just adding a little bit of chicken base. A little bit of chicken base. A splash of Worcestershire. Maybe, I don't know, 1.5 tablespoons. Sprinkle of salt. And a sprinkle of pepper. And we're just gonna whisk it around. We're gonna taste that. I'm gonna keep this very simple. We don't need anything too strong for this pork. We just want something to complement it. It should be moist enough on its own. If you don't want to make the jus, you don't have to. Okay, so here we go. 45 minutes. Boom. Let's take this out. Let's check it out. Okay, so this is about 45 minutes at 450 high temperature. This is our pork prime rib. So we're gonna cut this open. We'll take a look what it looks like on the inside. We'll let it rest for about a half an hour though, at least. With such a big cut meat, let the juices rest. Yeah. So check down a little bit. Okay, so here's our pork prime rib. We had it at 450 for about 45 minutes. We're gonna check this. You're gonna find out at the same time as I am, right here. I let it rest for about 45 minutes. Let's take a look at the inside. Ooh. That looks perfect, yeah. So that's what I love about the brining process. Yeah, it's super moist on the inside. Oh, that's as good as it gets. So we're gonna try this out. We're gonna eat this with the pork jus tonight. So I hope you like this recipe, and we'll post it very soon. All right. Thanks for watching.